Sup, Reitanna? It's Reitanna Seishin here. I updated my VC face, but I'm still a little not sure about the settings for Leap Motion. It's still not great, but I mean, maybe that's just technology nowadays. So, I'm trying. This is my right hand. This is my left hand. No, this is my left hand. Hi. Anyway, so I totally forgot to do this yesterday, and I'm just shaking my head because Michael was all like, it's the end of the month, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do the video thing that I do, and I forgot. So, here we are, we're gonna do it today. Close this. So, to thank my patrons this month, we've got Wonderwall Aesthetic, Genta Cookie Cat, who I'm pretty sure I'm currently working on a patron gift for them. I am working on it, so, don't think I've stopped working on it, but I have been working on it. I've just had a lack of motivation lately, so. Then Matthew Croft, Mystic Terrain, Ghost Poison, Tracy Hodgson, Squishy the Bunny, Corrupted Who. I wish there was tracking on my tongue. Ravenna Song, Randomly Weird, Embla, Thorn Forest, Katie Crawley, and Jade Coyote. So thank you to all of you and your support. I am still considering the whole Patreon merchandise thing. It's just the only problem I'm having is choosing which designs to put on these things, because I want to put things that people would buy, but of my existing art, because like I said, I don't have any motivation. I'll open a drawing program, I will have no idea what to draw. I'll open up Blender, and other than what I'm supposed to be doing, I don't know. I open stuff up and I'm blank. So, Yeparooski. After that, I wanted to mention something that I mentioned on my Twitter and my community, and I just wanted to read this blog, for those who don't follow such things. So, I have decided that YouTube is no longer my job. It's hard, but it's time. I've spent so many years trying to please people, to work hard to make my videos entertaining, and I was having fun doing it. The ad apocalypse came and made it harder for small YouTubers like me to make money. Meanwhile, people are making bank just by reading posts on Reddit and not having to put effort into videos. Sorry, r/. I cared so much about pleasing people. I was taken advantage by a large number. I gave into peer pressure. I got burnt out. Some people understood that burnout is serious, but many people did not. I was showered with hate, told to kill myself, had people threaten to kill me, had lies spread about me, called a Nazi, which I never told anyone about, had my identity taken several times, didn't talk about the first ones, and just senseless bullying that no one, mentally ill or not, should have to go through. A few weeks ago, my therapist and Michael both said to me, you need to start thinking about yourself. The quality of my videos has been poor for a long time because of the burnout and the way people treat me. I stopped having fun. I was depressed. I felt like no one cared about the hard work I used to put into things. Then people accused me of being lazy just because I was fucking exhausted and didn't pull a muffin story out of my ass every single day. I was so drained, I even had to break some promises, which I'm not known for doing. I tried so many things to recover myself, but people kept breaking me. I pleaded for it to stop, but they didn't care. I spent years begging for understanding, and I only got it from the people who are actually intelligent, have good hearts, and understand what it feels like to have everything drained out of you. I had the most fun when YouTube was a hobby. I had fun when people weren't begging like entitled little brats. I had fun when I was making videos that I wanted to make. People didn't want me to have fun. When you're not having fun, quality drops because you're unhappy and exhausted. Michael said, if you chose to give up your channel, I would support your decision. I'm not going to give up my channel. I've enjoyed making videos since I was 8, playing with a camcorder my great-grandpa gave to me. You guys probably don't even know what a camcorder is. I don't even know if they have them around. People just use their phones. Michael said, then you need to stop treating it like a job, but instead a hobby you make a couple of bucks off. My therapist agreed. For the few weeks that I've been seeing her, she told me she notices that I take more time focusing on everyone else, that I don't take the time to think about or care for myself. I told her I felt selfish if I do that because of everything people have told me, and she said, there you go again, focusing on what other people say. You need to do what's right for you. For my health, I've been driven to, for my health, period. I've been driven to madness thanks to too many people. You haven't released any Playing with Fire for years. It's been so long since the last Muffins video. You're just being lazy. Emotional burnout doesn't exist. What happened to all the things you used to do? You should do this and that and that and this. Years of that. You'd think that people would realize that I work better when I'm happy. No, instead they decided to make me miserable and broken, causing my work to suffer, causing my health to suffer. Which makes them complain even more because then I'm putting out crap and it's because of them in the first place and just... Note that this decision is not solely because of what people did to me in 2020. The things I'm mentioning have been going on for years. The torment of 2020 hurt me emotionally, mentally, and financially, which is, may I remind you, illegal. But that is not to blame for this decision. It just contributed about 5% to it. I watched this video today, and I leave a link to Game Theory's The End of an Era, I think, where MatPat talks about how YouTube is growing up, and I'm like, really? Anyway, I know it's long, but watch it. Notice how MatPat doesn't acknowledge struggling creators, people like me who have low numbers and don't get support from YouTube like big creators do. Notice how he mentions Keemstar, I like to call him Cumstar, but he doesn't mention all the channels and people who suffer and have their lives ruined by channels following in Cumstar's footsteps. Why didn't MatPat acknowledge us? Because YouTube doesn't care about us. No suggestive content. Music videos with sexual lyrics and constant humping get billions of views and make lots of money. No kids under 13. Whiny little brats are exposing themselves to predators by mimicking what they see celebrities do. No harassment. Actual criminals get millions of views by posting hate videos about completely innocent people. YouTube does not care. I miss the days before the 2010s when YouTube was young, free, and just a place to have fun. Now it's another cesspool designed to make people feel like they're not good enough because they don't make a video of their fake service dog shitting in an airport and having it blow up with millions of views. I don't want to feel this way anymore. No one should have to feel this way. I'm sorry that I never found a suicide and showed it on camera for views. I'm sorry that I don't pay people to say, death to Jews. I'm sorry that I don't post videos of children doing gymnastics to feed off pedo views. I'm sorry that I don't get drunk or high and record my shenanigans. And I'm fucking sorry for not pranking innocent people and actually doing harm to them. I guess I just don't think that's quality content. Or, moral. YouTube is, from here on out, a hobby for me again. I am not obligated to cater to demands or do anything that I don't want to do. No one should be pressured into doing something they don't want to do. No one should be pressured into doing something they don't want to do. Hint, hint. If you choose to donate money to me, cool. I will still make exclusive stuff for you, but it's not actually my job. YouTube does not pay me enough for me to treat it like a job, especially with all of the workplace harassment I've had to endure. My goal was never to become famous, and I'm glad I never got even close to fame. My health comes first, and if that's selfish, then I guess everyone who goes through this is selfish. I hope that true people understand this. Hope that the true people understand this. Everyone else can suck it. You true people, you should feel proud of yourselves for being good, smart, and compassionate. There aren't many like you left. I'm going back to enjoying my hobby. In time, the quality of my videos might get better, because I'll be happy again. That's all you had to do, antis. All you had to do was to get what you want, was to be a good person. I'm going to be happy whether you like it or not. And then the post is not proofread or spell checked. This may come as a shock to you, but I'm not perfect! So there will be typos. Don't understand why I've always been accused of thinking I'm perfect. When I know I'm the exact opposite, and I've said it so many times. I've said it so many times. I'm not perfect. I'm not special. I'm nothing. I am literal shit. I can literally say that I'm full of shit all the time because I'm always constipated. Reitanna, we didn't need to know that, but you know what? I don't care because you guys have let me know just how much of a puddle of diarrhea I am. So yeah, yay! I'm gonna, my therapist is like, you can't say those things about yourself, and I'm like, how am I supposed to think? How am I supposed to think at this point? After all of that, how the fuck am I supposed to be thinking? It must be true if everybody says it! Oh, my kitty. I love you, you whiny little bitch. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna be driven to absolute craziness by people who don't even understand that in order to get what you want, you have to be sweet. You have to be good to get what you want. And as much as I try to be good to people, I can never get what I want. And what I want is peace and happiness. That's all I want. Sure, yeah, I want enough money to buy a house, but I'm not gonna, start begging people for money. I'm gonna say, you can donate to me if you want to support me that way. I love you. I love you so much. No one should have to feel this way. Nobody. No one should have to feel this way. But everything that happened to me, and the worst bit in 2020, everything that I've been through, and I said it at the end of my April Fool's muffins, my Apple Bloom Gets Her Cutie Mark remastered. I said it at the end, I worked really hard on this. And people were just like, more. And I felt like nobody understood or appreciated how much work went into that. Of how many times I had to listen to the story to make sure I got all of my vocal inflections as close to the original as possible. How I had to write down every single word on the translation on the YouTube subtitles, and I had to keep pausing because I only remember 2 words at a time. And that's a long story. For how many times I had to fucking listen to it to make sure I got the inflections right. I just want to have fun again. I want to be happy again. And that shouldn't be a crime. All I've ever tried to do is be honest. I tried to keep all of my promises, but it just got to a point where I could not keep certain promises for my health. I felt so many times that I needed to check myself into a mental hospital. But Michael kept convincing me not to. Because of what people were putting me through. Even though I was on medication that helps. Being called a Nazi just for taking a break and having my identity stolen by that person, photoshopping my icon to look like Hitler. I never gave that person any attention. I never told anybody about that person because I knew that was just going to fuel them. And they tried writing stories about me being a Nazi or whatever, and it just I tried to report them, but DeviantArt's going to be DeviantArt, and they really don't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. The people who should be in power are the people who give a shit. I don't even know what my arms are doing. I don't know what they're doing. I tried hard for so many years and I had so much fun. I did skits. I did weekly videos that followed an episode-like format. I made animations. I made songs. I even invented a dance to one of my songs that I don't even remember anymore. I did music videos. I dressed up. I did makeup videos and stuff, and I wrote more stories. I did make a mistake with playing with fire by trying to get out a page every single day. That was during one of my manic episodes, and I wasn't on the right medication, and I was just so excited about it. I made a page every single day, and it got the audience used to a page coming out every single day, which caused the entitled ones to start harassing me when I wasn't coming out with a page every day. In the case with playing with fire, I am partly to blame for the burnout. In the case with muffins, I enjoyed writing them. I never enjoyed editing them, and I enjoyed listening to them afterward. After the editing and stuff, but I wanted to try and take that a little more slowly, especially since it wasn't supposed to be a series. It was supposed to be just a couple of stories, but it turned into a huge, large project that honestly is more tedious than working on Playing with Fire. And people just started whining for it. What is the difference between, "Mommy, can I have a cookie? Have you done your chores?" "Yes, I did all my chores. Can I have a cookie?" "Yes, you may have a cookie." Instead of, "Mom, can I have a cookie? Did you do all your chores?" "I don't want to do my chores. I want a cookie." "You don't get a cookie if you're going to treat me like that. You don't speak to me like that." "I want a cookie, Mommy. Mommy, cookie, 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 cookie." What's the difference between those two things? One is polite. One is respectful. One shows the person who's giving you a cookie is willing to give you the cookie because you were good. The other one, you're not going to get your fucking cookie if you act like that. How do you think people are going to treat you if you act like that? And you wonder why I was a bitch to so many people. Granted, unlike many people say, I was only a bitch when people were a bitch to me first. I was defending myself, protecting myself. The things that they tell you to do in anti-bullying videos. But no. It wasn't okay for me to defend myself. It was never okay. Because I'm supposed to be a mat for people to walk all over. And the people who have stuck by me all of these years, who support me, and who are watching this, nodding their heads and saying, I don't understand why people treated you like that. Or I don't understand why people act that way toward anybody. The people who are watching this nodding their heads in agreement and wanting me to be happy again, who have never acted entitled toward me, who have never begged me, who have said, your health is more important, who have said, we'll gladly wait as long as you need to in order to get yourself back up. Those are the people who get what they want eventually. They get what they want sooner if the rest of you had acted polite, respectful toward a human being. For one, I'm no celebrity. For two, I'm not even close to famous. You do not treat me like I'm some special thing that's supposed to give you everything. You don't treat me differently just because I'm on the internet making stuff. That's just not what you're supposed to do. You don't treat somebody like the way you treated me in 2020. You don't accuse people of the horrible things that you accused me of. Because that is an actual crime. I recently got my uncle's email, and I'm going to ask him if he knows a lawyer, which he probably does, since his job involves hazardous conditions. I don't think a lot of people understand that they committed crimes that are punishable by law. I don't think people cared. People are always saying that they criticized me. Criticism is supposed to be helpful. It's not supposed to be insulting. You're not supposed to be insulted by it. And I've gotten good criticism. I always thought that I couldn't handle criticism, but then I learned. Then I learned that the fuck ton of you were not giving me criticism as you claimed you were, because then I got actual criticism. And then I remembered in the past when I used to get actual criticism, not on the internet, but in person, on things that I made. And I realized that the internet has poisoned everybody. And people who haven't been poisoned by it are lucky. But I had forgotten what real criticism was until I was shown it twice by a couple of true people. None of you who have caused this to happen, who have built me into this, none of you gave me criticism. All you gave me was hate, insults, harassment, bullying, and worse. A suicidal person does not want to be told to kill themselves when they are trying their hardest to live for the reasons that make them happy. Somebody who is struggling to find reasons to stay on this earth should not be told to kill themselves just because you want a story. And if you realize this when, the video game crash, when E.T. was a huge part of that video game crash. Do you know why E.T. was such a horrible game? Because they only had 3 months to do it. Because people wanted it out by Christmas. If they had the time that it takes to make a quality game, I love you, baby girl, E.T. would have been a good game. But instead of being a good game, it was one of the biggest factors of the video game crash. And yes, they did bury thousands, maybe more, copies of E.T. in a landfill. They dug them up. They proved that it wasn't just a myth, you know? E.T. sucked because the people weren't given much time. I didn't want that to happen to Muffins. I love you so much. I wish you were the type of cat to sit on my lap so I could just pet you. But she's not. Come here. Oh, rubbing against my back. If I were to try to shell out a Muffins once every week, they would suck. They would suck so hard. The quality would be terrible. And not only that, but I would feel rushed. I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't have fun doing it. I wouldn't even have fun with the end result of the narration. When you do something too quick, it lacks the quality that you come to expect from such a project. And I don't understand why people don't understand that. But after Trump being president, and after seeing so many people endangering the rest of us by being anti-vaxxers, I cannot believe that I'm still surprised of how stupid people are. And those of you watching, nodding your heads, you know, because you've encountered these stupid people. If you've encountered people like this, it means that you're at least at average intelligence, which is a pretty big feat during these days. Congratulations, you are average intelligence. I feel like I've been dragged through years of just psychopathic episodes where I didn't know who I was, and where I finally lost my happiness, where I finally lost that sunshine people always used to say made them feel better. I used to be called their personal sunshine. I lost that bubbliness. I lost the eccentricness that I loved so much. I lost hope. I lost faith. I lost everything. I felt like nothing but mush. And yet people couldn't stop themselves from making hundreds of videos about me, spreading lies, spreading rumors, slander, libel, accusing me of literal crimes, making a big deal out of something. Oh, this is big, this is huge, guys, this is huge. Reitanna narrated someone else's story and used their artwork. When she says not to use her artwork and blah, 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 it's a huge deal. Oh my god. You should go fucking ask that person. I specifically got permission from that person to use both their story and their artwork. No, this is not big. This is not huge. You're an idiot. You're a huge fucking idiot. I'm not going to say who this is because unlike this idiot, I'm respectful of keeping people's privacy. Sorry if some because that's the British way of pronouncing privacy, and I must have reverted back to when I was reading my Harry Potter stuff and having to do the dialogue in a British accent. Get down from the table! Oh my god, she is just going crazy. Mom, hate it when you talk. I just hate it when you talk. And there were only select times where I ever revealed somebody's name, and yet no one had a problem revealing mine. And then not even checking for facts. Not even asking for the real story. Just deciding that this is how it is. Basically, looking up, Googling, why are vaccinations bad? And then believing every single thing that anti-vaxxers have said. That's the equivalent. Deciding to believe my cat. And people are still doing it. People still think that those things are true and have accepted that they're true without a second glance, which ruined my financial career. Now basically she is going crazy. I'm making a couple bucks off of YouTube. I'm making most of my money from my patrons, and that's why I do a thank you video every month. I asked them, I did a poll, do you want me to stop doing the thank you videos? And they didn't. I honestly thought that they would think that it's boring. But they didn't want me to stop, so I continued to do them. And they deserve the thank you. They deserve better, but I can't give them better until I'm happy again. I don't know why the internet makes people so toxic, makes people into bullies, makes people into criminals. It almost makes you ask, is the internet worth it? Like, if it was never invented, would we be better? But then it's also that concept, what if religion was never a thing? We'd still find reasons to start wars. We'd still find reasons to hate. Because humans are disgusting. And we should be extinct. We're trying. We're really trying to kill ourselves. The anti-vaxxers, the people who don't believe in climate change. Did you know that our climate right now, the Earth is in a critical condition? But that's okay. Because all we want to do is die. And that's the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to die. I never used to be this pessimistic. My earlier videos were full of so much positivity. So much of my real personality. The personality that people don't really get to see anymore. And then you have to factor in that I grew up, not as much maturity-wise, but my body. This may be a shock to you teenagers and you young adults, but when you get older, even if you're just in your 30s, you get tired. especially in this day and age where Gen Ys are struggling and Gen Zs are going to struggle even more. You get tired. Your muscles ache. You have more headaches than you'd like to. And I've had headaches ever since I was 9 years old, so... Yep. You get health problems. Your bones aren't strong. You get so fucking tired. You're exhausted. Your cells are dying. You start to lose your memory. And my memory loss is caused by a suicide attempt. And that just keeps getting worse. I've had a certain cocktail of pills for many years now. The other day, I saw 3 of the pills that, for some reason, I didn't even recognize. And I said, have I always had these? And Michael's like, yeah, you have. I'm like, oh, good, cool. That's great. It's fantastic. This has probably turned into a lore. I mean, if you stopped watching by this point, I don't blame you. But you could tell people that they really need to think about their actions and the way they behave. But most of them don't care. They don't care. They either want to hurt people or they can't make the connection that good behavior leads to good things. Or at least it should. But with all the victims of many types of abuse out there, of all ages, I still can't understand how anybody can say God is good at that point. You can't teach old dog new tricks, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to fully recover my old happiness, but I'm trying harder to take care of my face. I'm still pulling my hair like crazy, but you know, Michael said something that I agree with. I'd rather you wear wigs than to have a scabby face. And I'm like, you know what? You are absolutely right. I want to stop pulling my hair, but if I don't, then that's okay. As long as I stop picking my skin, which the OCD medication has helped with. We raised it to see if it would help more with my hair, but there's absolutely no change. So, but, you know, I can't grow my eyebrows back, but I can try to let my eyelashes grow. If not, I have magnetic eyelashes that go on with magnetic eyeliner, and, you know, and I have wigs. I just need to lose weight. And I'm to a point where I'm like, I should just eat produce, eggs, and milk, and that's it. And nuts. Because cherry tomatoes are like 5 calories per tomato, and cucumber and cauliflower are really just so inexpensive, and I'm like, I need to drop it. I need to drop all the weight. I have lost only 1 pound. And I'm trying to find better ways to bake my stuff, like to, you know, satiate my sweet tooth by making it with as less sugar as I can. And even tried making my own oat flour and almond flour, but I think I need something better than my processor to do that, because I only got almond meal and oat and coarse oat. I don't want to say oatmeal because that's a completely different thing. Oh, Kitty, you have no idea how much I love you. You also have no idea how annoying you can be. But that's just children, right? I love the kitty. Anyway, I should just probably stop here anyway. I feel like I need to start preparing food. I want to make bread out of cauliflower, because I miss sandwiches, God, do I miss sandwiches. And I have, like, this good idea for a cucumber sandwich, so... Anyway. But, like, the other day we went to Red Robin because it was this, you know, we want to do special things every now and then, at least once every 2 months. And I had a piece of pie that was literally almost double my calorie intake for each day. But it was so worth it. It was delicious and it made me so happy. And I'm like, why does this come with negative consequences? Anyway, if you like my videos, leave a like, subscribe, spread the word of awesome, become a Reitanna, and don't forget to click the little bell, and I shall see you later, alligators and crocodiles. Goodbye. If my hands are even doing anything, oh yes, that's exactly what I want them to do. Ah! Goodbye.